You guys are like... And welcome back to the channel. I hope everyone's doing okay and everyone is doing well. Another day, another Love Island review. Guys, I'll be honest, yesterday's episode gave us drama, content, storyline, scenarios. Like, there was a lot going on yesterday, and for me personally, I feel like today's episode was a tad lackluster. Even the ending with the dumping, it didn't really give the suspense. It didn't really give the... It was just like, oh. But we're going to get into it regardless. So as I usually and always say, number one, if you haven't yet subscribed, be sure to subscribe and definitely join the family. We are on the road to 29k. Also be sure to follow me on my Instagram and also on my Twitter. Speaking of Twitter, Elon Musk and his singlet needs to be torn, because why would you remove viewing people's likes? That's what made Twitter fun. So annoying. But yeah, be sure to follow me on Instagram and also Twitter. And as I usually and always say, please get cozy and comfy with a hot Ribena or a nice drink. I am drinking a smoothie today. Orange, mandarin, ginger and carrot. You need to get that immune system up because we're going on holiday, period. But yeah, I'm speaking a lot, so let's get into today's video. So let's start off with Harriet pulling Ronnie for a chat. First things first, I need to address this, is the fact that these islanders actually have zero manners. Like, she literally just said, Ronnie, come here. And I was just thinking, you guys don't even, where's the please? Where's the can we have a there's nothing. You guys just, as you speak, someone needs to get up and move. But anyway, they were having a conversation and she was pretty much telling him that he needs to make up his mind, like she doesn't want to play any more games anymore with this entire situation. Ronnie and AYO are actually the real villains in this villa right now, because Ronnie didn't even address what she said. She was just like, he literally just, I think he touched her cheek or touched her hair, was just like, oh, you look beautiful today, you know. Now, one of you did already mention this on my last review, that you think that Ronnie isn't actually attracted to Harriet and maybe he just lusts after her. And I actually do have to agree. I don't think Ronnie looks at Harriet like, oh my gosh, yeah, I want to build a future. That's the love of my life. It's not given that. It's given he just wants to chat to her for the sake of chatting to her, and he likes the attention that he's also getting from the entire situation. Now, let's move on to Mr. Sweets and Jess having a conversation. Guys, Sean is actually so sweet. And I don't know why Jess isn't given that. If anything, Jess should have just focused on Sean, because Sean seems like the type of person where he says he likes someone, he's just going to like you, right? He's not going to be doing this yo-yo, this and this that Ronnie is doing for you. And Sean, he actually seems really sweet. The more they give him screen time, the more I'm just like, oh, I actually like this guy. But no, he was speaking to Jess and he was speaking to her about, you know, really wanting to get to know her and really develop their relationship pretty much and their conversations with one another. Jess did say that she is open to it. So it'll be interesting to see if Ronnie defo goes for Harriet. Jess is 100% going to put and give Sean all her time. But I also feel like Sean is low-key given spare tire, because it's like, once all the girls, their situations with the guys or the couple that they're in basically comes to ruins, it's like, oh, Sean's there. So it would be nice for Sean to just have someone who is just directly going to be for him, because the more we actually see him, the more I'm actually starting to like him. He just seems so polite and so nice, and yeah. Okay, cool. Now let's move on to Samantha. Okay. Cool. Samantha now decided to approach Ronnie and AYO, right? And she was just like, oh, AYO, like, you know, what happened on the terrace and whatever. And AYO was just like, yeah, like, it was cool. And she was like, did you guys kiss? And she was like, he literally said no, that they hugged. But I'm guessing he may have had some makeup somewhere on his face, maybe on his collar, I don't know. Anyway, she now decided, should I get into that now? Yeah, let me get into it now. So she now decides to go and speak with Uma, right? So she goes to speak with Uma and she's just like, yeah, they kissed on the terrace. And first things first is, number one, and someone pointing this out as well, you guys are really on the same wavelength here. I feel like Samantha is trying so hard to deter Uma away from Joey that she's just talking here and there, because no one asked Sis and her fillers to be talking. Oops, yeah, I said what I said. No one asked Sis to be talking, because did AYO confirm to you that he kissed the babe for you to go and relate to the op? Did AYO do that? I don't think so. So she now goes to tell Uma, and he was just like, what? Are you being serious? No, I can't believe it. No, I'm done with it. Like, that's absolutely ridiculous, blah, blah, blah. Now, my thing is with that as well. I'm going to get into it. Let me hold on. Yeah, let me hold on it. Okay, I'll hold on what I'm going to say. Actually, no, I'm going to just say it now. So AYO also, whilst he was speaking to Ronnie, he was just like, oh, like, at the end of the day, you know, it's a playing field. It's now an even playing field. First and foremost, it's a shame that AYO is seen as the prize in this situation. I'm just going to say it. Because at the end of the day, he doesn't even deserve Uma, and he doesn't even deserve Mimi. Even like yesterday when he sat them down, I was just like, am I clear? Like, I know it's AYO that's not talking, and it's a shame that these girls are fighting over him because there's not that many options in the villa. So we're gonna need some new people to come in, because my thing is like, he's just going in circles. It's an even playing field. It's an even playing ground. Like, for AYO, no. The circles are too much and I'm over it. I want that love triangle done. Now let's move on to Jess now pulling Ronnie for a chat from the boys. And she pretty much told him that he's taking the piss and he needs to make up his mind because she's not for it anymore. She's over the entire situation. She doesn't want to deal with this anymore, etc, etc. She told him she's given him, I believe she said 24 hours for him to make up his mind. First things first is, number one, Ronnie doesn't care. And second of all, you don't give, why are you girls giving guys deadlines for when they need to make up? You just cut that off. Or am I just being Nigerian about this? I don't know. Because I'm not going to tell a guy he has 24 hours to make up his mind if he wants me or not. I'm cutting you off in a heartbeat. Why am I giving you an ultimatum? You either want me or you don't. So these girls are definitely stronger than me, but I don't know why you're giving him a deadline. You need to ghost the guy. Cool. Now let's move on to Uma now speaking to Samantha about being disrespected. Oh, I've already spoken about that. Yeah, let me not speak about it. But pretty much what I just said before, Uma telling Samantha she feels disrespected, Samantha spilling the beans that they kissed and all of that. She was saying that AYO is a smooth talker. I don't think AYO is a smooth talker, if I'll be honest with you. I feel like his bars are weak. He calls people set menus. I was thinking about your lips. Is it even playing what is smooth in that? It's given ultimate confusion. So like I said, I don't even feel like AYO deserves both of them or any of them. And he's just lucky he's in that position now because there aren't that many options in the villa for the babes. Now let's move on to the night time, okay? So the girlies were gossiping in the room about how, oh yeah, like Mimi and AYO kissed on the terrace and everything. And then Jess now tells Harriet, and my thing was, yeah, Jess was speaking, and I already have my issues about Jess call, but Jess, did you tell Harriet when you and Ronnie were, or Mr. Yaki were lip-syncing? I don't think it is. So why are you now telling Mimi like, oh yeah, Uma knows by the way? So I think it's all this conversation just doesn't make any sense to me, because it's given that the girlies are picking sides in the villa to me, and I did already say this before, because you guys are like, I don't know. Everyone always goes to run their mouth to Uma, but I don't see them doing the same thing for Mimi. And people are like, oh, but the situations are different. I don't feel like the situations are that different, because even if Uma and AYO haven't kissed outside of the challenge, there's been a lot of flirting and there's still been a lot of conversations going on there. So why do you guys keep coming to Uma? It's guys, I'm just, yeah. I'm really over it, okay? They don't seem genuine, and I feel like Patsy seems like the only person there who low-key has Mimi's back, and now you guys went to Gan. But we'll get into that shortly. Now let's move on to the following morning. Not much to discuss. AYO complimented Uma, saying that she's wearing some nice colours, and there were a few morning chats that took place as well. So the first morning chat was between Uma, Jess, Harriet and Munveer, who is good soup, man. It's either he's too much of good soup in that villa, or he's just not grafted enough, because I don't seem to understand. My hair is really irritating me, but anyway, I don't seem to understand why none of the girls are going for him and why he also isn't going for the other girls. Anyway, Jess was saying that she told Ronnie that he needs to make up his mind. Uma said that they kissed on the terrace and that's not happening because she's not a mug, but I'll get into that shortly. AYO and Ronnie were having a conversation, and he basically said that he's messed up and he just doesn't want to keep like why do I have to keep updating? And it's true, this is not a CV. Why do you have to keep updating everyone? I've done this, by the way. Oh yeah, I just want to let you know that I've done this. Oh, and I just also want to let you know that I've done this. And I also just want, he's not even playing the field correctly. And second of all, Ronnie is not the person you should be speaking to for advice. Let's start there. Ronnie is not the person that you should be going to for advice, because that one is also CEO of confusion. Okay, now let's move on to Patsy and Omar. Not much to discuss other than the fact that Patsy was defo grafting, trying to get to know him. I feel like Omar was being nice and being polite, but I don't feel like Omar is into Patsy as much as she probably thinks that she is, and that he is, sorry. No, that she is. And I think as well from that conversation, Omar kind of got the kind of letting her down nicely, like, you know what, you're not really my type, but you know, we do have good chat and everything, like, you know, I have a door. He was like, I've got a door, the door's open, it's got locks, it ain't got handles. Just all this conversation just to let her down nicely. Now moving on to nothing to discuss regarding Harriet and Ronnie, just having another conversation, flirting, and yeah, that's that. Now let's move on to AYO now speaking to Mimi, because this is when I said, you know what, I already said this yesterday that none of them deserve, he doesn't deserve any of them. But from this, I just said, you know what, AYO? It's like, it's going to take you 8 weeks for you to make up your mind. And for that reason, I just need Mimi to exit stage left. And I also need Uma to exit stage right. And then we can leave him there searching for bread alone, because this is all a bit too much. So he's now come to Mimi. And what I think is, right, after the kiss you guys had yesterday, and I know for some people, kisses don't mean anything, but the kiss that we witnessed, okay, you're not now going to do that and then now tell me, oh, by the way, I just feel like it's not fair that, you know, I'm kissing you and I'm, you know, Uma's hair in a bite, and I just feel like I need to just, I need to be equal when it comes to the bit. I just thought, oh my gosh, AYO, you know what, yeah? I wasn't even rooting for you and Mimi like that. I was rooting for Mimi. I'm rooting for Mimi's happiness. But it's like, the more you speak to her, the more you drain energy from the babe. She doesn't even look happy to be speaking to you. Because although I was on the AYO train after that kiss, I must say. Anyway, I digress. At the end of the day, I'm just tired of the situation. And I feel like because Mimi is just such a reserved babe, she's not going to like act out and do this and do that. And I don't want it to get to a stage where she continues to allow this cycle to just keep on going. Because you're not going to do that and then pull me to the side and tell me you think it's unfair because another babe that you're interested in, her feelings are hurt and I don't like how it looks. Like, AYO, keep that confusion to yourself, okay? We're done with it. We're done with it. We are done with it. Now let's move on to Uma now speaking to Omar. And she pretty much wants to explore the situation with Omar now. She said that she wants to see AYO sweat. Now, when I talk, you people try to tell, I told you guys, my singlet is unterrible because when I say things, they make sense, okay? Maybe you can tug it a little bit, but my singlet can't be torn because Uma and Omar are now having a conversation and Omar said, oh yeah, like, you know, Mimi is like, Mimi champagne, but like, when I saw you, I saw fine wine. Okay, Omar, number one, Mr. Braids, what did you mean by that? What do you mean by someone was champagne and another one was fine wine? Because that was very unnecessary. And now you've started with the comparisons again, which is what everyone keeps saying, oh, the comparison. No, but the Islanders are even doing it in her presence. And second of all, you guys are claiming, yeah, Uma's Mimi's friend. Uma's Mimi's friend. Is she? Because if I'm talking to a guy and he's basically telling me that he saw someone who was 99p store and when he saw me, he saw Waitrose, I'm going to have to correct you. I'm sorry. I'm going to have to correct you because why are you making such an unnecessary comparison when both of them are babes? Okay, because that was weird. That was very weird. And none of you can tell me right now that that wasn't weird. That was a weird comment to make because that was an unnecessary comment to make. That's just the reality. Now let's move on to Jess and Uma now having a conversation. She said that she doesn't care about Ronnie anymore and she doesn't even believe a word that comes out of his mouth, especially because when Harriet and Ronnie were speaking when Jess and Ronnie were speaking the night before, she confronted him about the whole Harriet situation and he was like, no, I didn't say that. I didn't say I wanted to kiss her at night. No, that's a lie. That's a lie. I didn't say that. He's so scary because why are you lying? The evidence is there. Even if you didn't say it word for word, that's what you were insinuating. No one here is 12 and no one here is dumb. I'm not saying that 12-year-olds are dumb. I don't know why I keep speaking to myself like this. Anyway, at this point, Ronnie now came in to check in on her because she looked like she was a bit down, I guess. And he was just like, oh no, like, you know, I just want to check in, just see how you're doing. Jess ended up asking him about the conversation that he had just had with Harriet and then said that she's not here for the game. So once again, I have been saying this already, I don't even think Ronnie is into Jess like that. I also don't think he's into Harriet like that. I think Ronnie is just being Ronnie, him and that Yaki hair boo, okay? That's that. And I feel like if another girl, and when another girl comes into the villa that is more his type, that's when he's going to really go for her. But if you're serious about a babe, I know it's only been like 8-9 days in, but if you're serious about a babe, you wouldn't move like this. And Ronnie's just giving, oh yeah, I just want to have my cake and eat it too, because you say one thing, you get confronted, then you lie, then you say one thing, you get confronted, then you lie. You're just also dragging these babes in circles. Now let's move on to the night time. So the girls are around the fire pit, pretty much speaking again about the Ronnie situation. Jess was saying that she's completely done with it. Like, you know, I already told him he has an ultimatum. And Harriet was saying that she feels like she's experiencing the same guy in different fonts. That was actually quite funny. That was actually quite funny, I won't lie. Harriet, good on your vibes, love it. So now let's move on briefly to Joey Essex. You guys, I've been watching Tabby, I've been watching shows Joey's on. Guys, I didn't know Joey's actual surname was Essex. You guys commented it on, not last video, but the video before. I was just like, wow, how interesting. All these years of my life, I never knew his full name was Joey Essex. I just thought that was just his brand name. But no, his name is actually Joey Essex. But he was speaking to Samantha. They were speaking about kids and life. And she said she wanted 2 kids. He said he wanted 8. That's a lot, because does that mean we're going to be carrying minivans everywhere? Even minivans, that's even too much, because 8 kids plus 2 adults, that's 10. That's a bit too much. I used to think I wanted 4 kids, but then that requires having a 7-seater every time, and that's a bit ghetto. So I think I'll settle for 3, but 8? That's a bit much. Now, of course, Sean and Jess were now having another conversation. Once again, I do think Sean is really sweet, and I feel like Jess should give him a chance. But also, I hate the fact that Sean is literally seen as being the spare tire in the villa, when he actually seems like quite a sweet guy. No pun intended, because I know he owns a sweet shop, but he actually does seem like quite a sweet guy. Now, let's move on to them, of course, getting a text that it's time for everyone to gather around the fire pit. Now, you guys know in yesterday's episode, at the end of the episode, the public were given the opportunity to vote for their favourite couple. And they, of course, announced it to the rest of the villas because a girl and a guy risked being dumped tonight. So they were told that they were voting for the favourite couple in no particular order. I wish they'd done it in order of the votes, because we just need a little drama there. We just need people to know, like, there's levels to this right now. You guys all think you're really safe, and no. You need to know that there's levels to the favoritism that the public have. But of course, we know the first couple that was saved was Samantha and Joey. The next was Nicole and Kieran, who I actually forgot what was there. I feel like someone said that they feel like Kieran and Nicole are low-key getting the winner's edit from now. And I don't see how and why, because they really don't give me anything. Next was Mimi and AYO, and the producers, you know what? Cheers. Cheers to the producers, okay? Because not them allowing not them making Uma read out the fact that Mimi and AYO were safe. Oh. Now the producers and that mess, I had to stand for it. And of course, the last couple that were saved were Jess and Ronnie. Guys, you people, they gave you opportunity to vote and you're wasting your votes on people. Jess and Ronnie. I would have even preferred for Patsy and Munveer to be there. Would I? Yeah. No. Yeah. Sorry, I'm really backtracking now. Ignore me. Okay, cool. So the most vulnerable couples were Uma and Omar, Patsy and Munveer, and Harriet and Sean. Now, they were told that the islanders would have to decide one girl and one guy to go home, because the joint couple wasn't going to go home. So the girls had to decide for the guys and the guys had to decide for the girls. Now, the girls ended up sending home Munveer, which is a shame. You guys know Munveer is literally good suit, but he didn't really give us much anyway. And from the edits, we haven't seen him graft to speak to any of the girls on that level. He's a very pretty boy, okay, very good looking lad, but they decided to send Munveer home and the guys decided to send Patsy home. I'm not surprised. I feel like they defo saved Uma because 1, AYO defo thinks he still has a connection with her, and 2, Oma now wants to explore that further. Patsy's only saving grace for the guys was Oma. So that wouldn't have made any sense anyway. And they wouldn't have sent Sean home, because Sean seems like a sweetheart. He doesn't really bother anyone. And now that Jess and Sean probably are going to explore that as well. So that was that. And also, I'll be honest with you, I'm gutted that the guys sent Patsy home, but they weren't going to send Harriet home because she brings drama. And once again, they weren't going to send Uma home. So yeah, it's a shame, because I also feel like Patsy was low-key Mimi's only friend in that villa as well. Even to an extent, I don't know how much so, but she seemed like the only one who, yeah, because the rest of the girls aren't giving girly girls, so I just don't know. But yeah, guys, so Munveer and Patsy are on their way, or possibly they're starting to pack, because from tomorrow they'll be on their way back to Heathrow. Let me know down below, do you feel like they sent the right people home? I low-key feel like they did. Yeah, I feel like they did send the right people home, just based on the connections of the people that were in the villa. But I do definitely see some new bombshells coming in very soon. And I also see some new plot twists taking place, possibly by Friday and also Sunday as well. But let's see how things go. But yeah, guys, that is the end of today's review. As always, if you haven't yet subscribed, be sure to subscribe and therefore join the family. And also be sure to follow me on my Instagram and also on my Twitter. But yeah, the episode wasn't too amazing, if you're going to ask me. But we have to do these reviews regardless. So I hope I, brought some justice to today's episode. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I love and I appreciate you dearly. Please do take care, take care, stay blessed, and I shall see you tomorrow. Bye.